Okay, so let's take these three different classes of IP address and let's use that diagram that we just learned about to subnet them. So we've seen this address before, the 10114 CIDR 30. So let's go ahead and break it down into the diagram. So we're going to use these three examples of classes of IP address to work with the diagram you just learned. So the first address, the 10114, it should be familiar to you because we've been using this throughout the lab. So the first three octets are taken up. So we're still working on the fourth octet, but we have 30 bits on. That's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Draw your line. 31, 32. If we put the bit values, then we have 1, 2, and 4. I'm not going to continue forward. That 4 right there is the actual one that we increment by. That's why you see that 4 there. That's a network ID. So the network ID is 10114. The broadcast, and we just abbreviate it here, just put BR. If you were to add these two numbers together, that gives you 3. So what's 3 plus 4? 7. So that's 10117. So the usable range is 5 through 6. The next network, if we increment by 4, would be 8. The next one would be 12. And again, we can use our little trick. 1 less 12 is what? 11. What's in between? 9 and 10. And then you take that 12, you add that 3 to it, that makes it 10, 1, 1, 15. And then you have 13 through 14. And that's it. What was my focus? The subnet mask, the CIDR. So let's draw a line right here, just to not get confused. Let's box this in. Now we're going to do a class B address using a CIDR 18, which we're now going to be working in the third octet. So let's break it down into the diagram. So we have an X, that's 16, 17, 18. We draw our line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and it's really 6 zeros. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then our last octet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now our line is drawn there. Let's go ahead and put our bit values because our focus is on the third octet. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. So we are incrementing by 64. So that is the network ID. So what we're going to do is put the network ID, which is 172.16.64.0. What is our broadcast for this one? Well, if we add all these together, 64.0, we got 64 and 63 up here. Write that out there, 63, that's 127. 0, and then we can't ignore the fourth octet. If we add all these bit values, that's 255. So it would be 255. Obviously, 172.16, 127.255. So then the range would be 64.1 through 127.254. That will be that particular network. The next network, since we're incrementing by 64 on the third octet, would be 172.16.128.0. Because what comes after 255? That's the maximum value of any given octet. It goes to 0 and turns this one by 1 to 128. So now we do the same procedure. 128 and 63 is what? 191. And 0 and 255 is 255. So we got 128.1 through 191.254. The procedure doesn't change just because you went to a different octet. It's the same procedure. You just got to make sure you know you're working within the third, the second, the first, the fourth octet. So you can add the appropriate octets. Now, the last one is very simple. We're in the last octet, just like in the first one, but it's a class C address. So X, 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 which is 24, 25, 26, 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what are we looking for? What's our bit value right here? Well, you got 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. It's 32. We increment by 32. That's why you see the network ID up there as 32. So our net ID is 192.168.1.32. Our broadcast would be what? Dot what? 32 plus the sum of these bit values is 31. So this would be 63. 192.168.1.63. And what is the range? Or dot 33 to dot 62. What's the next network? 32 and 32? 64. 32 and 64? 96. What's 1 less 96? 95. What's in between? 65 and 94. 96 and 31? That's 127. What's in between? 97 and 126. That's all there's to this. And I hope you see the pattern, 1 less, 1 less, 1 less, from 96 to 95, from 64 to 63. And if you want to keep going further, from 32 to 31 for the zero network, okay? But the key is look at your mask. Look at that CIDR. That's going to tell you where you want to draw your line. It doesn't matter. Don't be concerned where, if it's the second octet, third octet, you're going to follow the same procedures. Draw the line, find your increment, and then you'll be able to calculate the rest. That's all there is to class full subnetting.